Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Look, man, we got to get over Errol Spence. Now, the thing is, when will Errol Spence R-E-T asterisk, asterisk, asterisk? Let me tell you something. It's not a matter of y'all trying to fill it in to figure out what we're getting at. Because it's either return or retire. Those are the questions. When is he going to announce that he's going to retire? When is he going to announce that he's returning to the ring? Where is this? I'm going to tell you this. Am I going blind? Okay, there it is. Errol Spence is retired, people. Okay, he's retired. I understand people want to see Errol Spence get back in the ring. But at the same time, I don't know what more y'all want from this man. You take a look at Errol Spence, right? Let me enlarge this, right? You look at Errol Spence. The man had 28 fights, 28 by KO, one loss by KO with Terrence Crawford. He had 8 title fights. He won 7 and lost 1. I mean, that's not bad. And when you look at Errol Spence and his record and what he's accomplished, especially knowing what he went through. I mean, I just think some people out here are selfish to want to see him back in the ring and delusional because they're not paying attention to the fact that the last time this man fought was in July 2023 when he faced Terrence Crawford. He's not coming back. There was all kind of talk. He got in the ring. He called out Fundora. No action taken on Errol Spence's part to fight with Fundora. Then he sits there, gets a little quiet, does a few videos here and there, and then radio silence. Let me tell y'all something. Errol Spence's mother is an American woman from the South. His dad is from the Caribbean. My mother is an American woman from the South. My dad's from the Caribbean. I grew up in the Caribbean. Errol Spence didn't, but he grew up. I'm not gonna say our houses were the same because I don't know, but I would say this: when it comes to West Indian people, right, and most people, but in particular West Indian people, I truly believe when you look at the amount of money that Errol Spence has made, that his mother too, I believe, would think along these lines. But I'm pretty sure his dad, who's the West Indian, he Jamaican, my people from Trinidad and Tobago, right, would say, hey, what you chasing, right? You have multiples of millions of dollars. You can continue to make money outside of the sport of boxing, but you can't go out here and get another life, another chance at getting healthy. So why go and put yourself in a situation where your health can continue to deteriorate just to chase money when you can do something different, make sure your health is improving, and still make money? And if you choose not to do anything like that, as far as making money, you don't have to because you already won in life. You know what I'm saying? And I think when it comes to Errol Spence, I'm sure between his mother, his father, I'm sure doctors, and himself, he's looking at this saying, man, I don't want to do these training camps. I don't want to fight. Plus he has, 3 kids, 4 kids, something like that. Errol Spence, I'm telling y'all, that's just not easy to do, man, to go and be away from your kids for a 6-month training camp, a 4-month training camp. You may say, oh, how you know? You want a professional boxer? Listen, Mick Nicholas. I remember when I had my first son, I was still in the military. I had all 4 of my sons when I was in the military. The youngest one came, when I retired, he was like 8 months old. But I remember, man, having to go TDYs are temporary duties. I mean, you have to leave your home station, leave your family, leave everything, and go somewhere else for the mission, right? No matter what I was going to school, going under deployment, going TDY on business, doesn't matter what I was doing. You got to leave your family for a certain period of time. And I hated that shit, you know? And once I retired, I said, you know what? I thought about going to work, but I just saw my youngest. I was like, man, I ain't leaving these kids, man. And I didn't have to anyway. So I stayed home. And I'm sure Errol Spence loves being able to wake up and have his kids with him, around him, to take him to school and be a dad. I am sure that has everything to do. I would say that's his number one priority, being a dad. And I think after that would probably be, the health, his health. I think that's how he would prioritize it. Because for me, my health matters. My kids come first, though. You know what I'm saying? My kids come first. And for those of you who are saying, nah, man, if you don't have your health, how you going to be there for your kids? I put it to you this way. If it's just you and your child, and you have one slice of bread, right? One slice of bread. You hungry, your child hungry. What you gonna do with that slice of bread? You gonna eat it? Or you gonna give it to your child? Or you gonna take half and give your child half? Or you gonna take a quarter and give your child the other 75%? Everyone's different, but for me, my child get the whole slice. I just had to go with a hungry belly. You know what I'm saying? So when I look at Errol Spence, I'm sure he's putting his kids first, and I think he also understands what he went through was so violent outside of the ring, and the shit he went through inside the ring was extremely violent as well. That he's like, man, who knows if I'm even gonna be around to live a full life. Now, of course, we don't interfere with the big man's work. You know what I'm saying? I know some people are religious, some people aren't, but you don't question God. It's like my dad used to tell me, don't question God. You control what you can control. And the other stuff there, you don't worry about it. You have no control over it. But I think for Errol Spence, I'm sure he thinks about all that. Making sure he's invested as much time as possible into his children. Because who knows what his prognosis is. None of us know. No one knows when it comes to Errol Spence what his prognosis is. You go through something like that. Man flew up, he got ejected from a car going very high speeds and landed on fucking concrete, man. You know what I'm saying? Who knows what really is going on with him internally? So, in my opinion, this whole thing about when will Errol Spence return, when will he retire? Because he's retired. He ain't returning. And I don't think he should return. He doesn't need to return. Unless he wants to do something with boxing, I think the promoter head is where he should be. I think he's got it right there. But if I come back fighting, y'all can get over that shit. It ain't going to happen. And most people who don't have to do certain things, they don't do it. If they choose to do it, it's something by choice, and it's not going to be something long term. It's like with me, being retired and, hey, look, I've had opportunities to go out here. I've thought about it, to go out here and work. And these huge contracts. I got my small business that I'm working on right now, but that's for me. I do it at my own pace. And it's my shit. So it's pretty cool. But for me to go into a work center and be making these 6-figure salaries, in addition to me being retired and living a great life, right? I mean, maybe I could do that for a couple of days. But I know me. I wake up one day like, man, fuck, I ain't going in there. Because I don't have to. And when you look at Errol Spence, it's like, hey, man, got $200 million for you. Come out here and do the rematch with Crawford. Or come out here and fight Keith Thurman. Pacquiao wins. I think, who knows? Pacquiao fights you at 154. You just don't know what they'll try to do and say to bait Errol Spence into another fight. But I think Errol Spence may think about it. He may say, yeah, I'll do it. And then when it's the first 2 days, 3 days of training camp, he gonna say, man, when he start feeling that pain and leaving his kids, he gonna say, fuck this. I ain't doing this shit. I'm 99% sure that's how Earl Spence is looking at shit like, man, y'all don't have enough money to make me come out here and one, leave my children. And then two, to put my health at risk again. You don't have enough money. Because it's like my dad used to tell me when I was young, right? I used to bag groceries. I was like 14, 15, 16. I was bagging groceries for all them years. And every weekend, I bring home like Saturday and Sunday, the only 2 days I worked. I bring home between $75 and $150. When you're 14, 15 years old, every weekend, that's a lot of money. And all I would do is call East Bay. I'd have the magazine, see the shoes I liked, the Champion hoodies, and all that shit. And I would order them cash on delivery. They would come, bring the shit to my house. I get a guy the money. I was good. And my dad, one day when he looked in my closet, he saw I had like, 60 pair of shoes. And my dad was just like, hey, how many pair of shoes can you wear at one time? And I was like, one. He was like, even if you mix and match that shit, maybe you could say you could kind of get away with two because you mix and matching, right? He's like, that doesn't make sense. To put all your money in such materialistic shit and bullshit. You know what I'm saying? He was like, save your money. And he told me to go to Trinidad. Go back to Trinidad, do a year, 2 years of school down there, spend time with your grandmother and family, and then come back to the States. But I never did it. But I remember that lesson. It's like, how much of one thing do you need? It's like money. You see these people out here chasing money, chasing money, chasing money. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong if you want to be a trillionaire, billionaire, Millionaires, I know a lot of us are millionaires, right? But if you want to go on and get 10, 15, 20 million, 50 million, 100, $1 billion, at what point are you willing to risk your fucking health for something or your happiness for something that you don't need? You know what I'm saying? At what point are you willing to risk and jeopardize the health and happiness of your family to go chase after something you don't fucking need? And I think people need to sit back and understand that when you're looking at Errol Spence. My man doesn't need to do anything except, and this is my opinion, stay healthy mentally, physically, spiritually. That's what he needs to do. That man been through a lot, man. So for everybody still calling for him to return and we want to see him in the ring, good, you can have that desire, but the expectation to me for him to return to the ring, I think that should be muted because it doesn't make any sense. That's like wanting Danny Garcia. It ain't the same, but it's kind of like looking at Danny Garcia. He didn't go through the shit Earl Spence went through, but that's why he ain't fighting no more. He doesn't have to. You know what I'm saying? Keith Thurman, like he still kind of wants to, but he made sure he was there for his kids when they were small. They're still small, but they're a little bit older now. So now he kind of wants to come out here and make some of that money that he walked away from where his colleagues were able to make during his, hiatus, but it is what it is. Anyway, when will Earl Spence, RET, you fill in the blank? It's either retire or return. Let me tell you something. He is never going to return. He's already retired, and he needs to just chill. Don't let Manny Pacquiao, Earl Spence, if you listen, don't let Manny Pacquiao come out here and somehow win a strap at 147 and say he want to go to 154 and call you out, and you be like, hey, that's the fight that I wasn't able to get because I had those eye complications. I want to get that Pacquiao fight now at 154. Don't let them pull you out of your retirement and your comfort zone, your space, to come fucking around with Manny Pacquiao. Leave that shit alone. Don't fall for the trap. It's not worth your life. Keep cool. I'm in the breeze.